Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. It is good to be back on a beautiful Tuesday episode. Man, oh man, have we been flying. My God. It's been good. It's been very good. I won't lie to you guys. It's been very good. All the episodes, all the streams, everything has been amazing. You guys have been showing so much support. It's been awesome. I've been loving all the support. You guys have been coming out to the streams, hanging out, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. I love it. I really do. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been showing, whether you're an audio listener that keeps downloading the episodes, whether you are coming out to the streams and hanging out with those, if you're a book talk girly and you're just enjoying it, or if you're a book talk duty. You know, I'm a book talk duty. You know what I mean? You love the spiciness of the books, you know, because them books get a little, you know what I mean? So whatever it is that this podcast brings to you that you are enjoying, I just want to say thank you. I really do. You guys have been showing awesome support every time I see the channel grow, you know what I mean? And it's not exponentially crazy how fast it's growing, but it's growing. And the fact that it's growing, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so cool. So again, just want to say thank you guys. Appreciate all of that. All right. I have also changed when the episodes like go up and go live. So I've been doing them pretty early, around midnight my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. And I've noticed that actually is better for my people that are across the pond. Whether you're in like UK, Europe, or if you're in like Australia. You know, I've noticed that changing up the way, like how early the episodes go up, it's actually better for you guys. You guys are able to actually enjoy the episodes a little sooner. You're not catching them at like awkward times for you guys. But yeah, so, you know, we've been trying some new things, trying some different things, and it seems like it's been working out. And if you're one of those UK people, or if you're one of the Australian people, let me know if the new, like, release schedule time is better for you guys. If it's not, let me know. Do you want the episodes to come out, you know, a little earlier? Do you want them a little later? I don't know. Let me know. All right. Let me know. But without further ado, let's get on into today's interesting thread. Today's thread is, what are signs that you're dating a high maintenance person? Okay. Now, I've never dated a so-called high-maintenance person. I don't really know what a high-maintenance person is, but I feel like we're going to learn today. You know what I mean? If you've ever dated a high-maintenance person, you guys let me know down in the comments, all right? So, what are the signs that you're dating a high-maintenance person? They constantly browsing their IG feed and comparing their life to the posts. Someone goes on vacation, eats at a nice restaurant, or buys a new handbag, and suddenly their life has become meaningless until they can do one better. Yeah, if I'm being honest with you though, I don't know if that would be a high maintenance person though. I think that's kind of a majority of people. We do it whether we realize it or not. I know I do it sometimes. I won't lie to you. I'm not very a high maintenance person, I would say. But I am the type of person who enjoys learning something and then being able to do it. So think about it like this. For instance, my computer over here. I watch YouTube a lot. And I watch a lot of computer building stuff. I watch a lot of technology stuff. And it just fascinates me. Like putting shit together and like having a bunch of parts strung about and then you putting them all together to make one thing. I think is so cool. I really do. I think it's super cool. It's super amazing. When you see things done on YouTube, a lot of times you kind of think like, man, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? I wish I had something that cool, or I wish I could do something that cool. And, you always think like, oh, it's because, they're a YouTuber and they have a lot of money and they're able to do that, or they have sponsorships. So they're getting a lot of that stuff for free. And so, you know what I mean? And I do that to myself a lot. I'm just like, man, I wish I could do that. Oh man, I wish I could do that. And I try to make it a reality of my own where like when I'm able to do those things, I'm just like, yeah, oh, you know what I mean? I feel like the YouTuber. I feel like the person that I was looking at and was kind of jealous of, you know what I mean? But I think we all kind of do that, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's, I don't know, a streaming career, a YouTube career, whatever it may be for you personally. I feel like everybody does that. I don't think it's really a high maintenance person thing, but it could be. I don't know. I'm not saying that there aren't people that aren't high maintenance like that, but I just think majority of people do compare their lives to other people because of social media, and I know I do it. I do all the time. And it's one of those things where I kind of have to catch myself and be like, no, you know what I mean? Don't do that. Like, your life is great. You're moving at your own pace, All right. What are signs that you are dating a high maintenance person? For guys, looking down on affordable cars as very expensive hobbies, gets fines from time to time due to a careless behavior. Some of them claim to be frugal, that money doesn't matter to them, etc. In their language, it means that paying rent and fines and groceries and taxes on time is less important than their hobbies. Yes, okay. I see where you're coming from on that. The flexing is worth more than their responsibilities. I think that's what he's saying. Like for guys will flex and buy stupid shit just to show that they got it, when in reality they're not paying their rent, their car note, they'll buy $1,000 shirt, but it's like you can't pay rent. Or they'll buy, $500 shoes, but they didn't buy groceries. Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. That is a high maintenance dude. And sadly, that has become kind of dudes in general nowadays, is what I've noticed. Whether it be online or even in my own personal life, I've noticed a lot of guys do that. And it baffles me because I'm just like, bro, what? Like me, don't get me wrong. Like I have nice things, you know what I mean? I do. But at the same time, I don't do nice things unless I can afford it. Because I know for me, if I can't pay rent or buy groceries or do any of these kind of things, like I don't feel good about myself. I feel stressed out. You know what I mean? I feel stressed. I feel like, oh my God, the world is crumbling down on me. Like the first of the month for me is always a tough one. And I'm sure it is for a lot of people. But I see some dudes and it's like the first of the month and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You ain't got rent to pay. You ain't got like a car note. You ain't got like bills to pay. Like it's the first of the month, bro. How you got money like that? You know what I mean? Because I know I ain't got money. And you know what I mean? I'm living out here just like any other adult is. So how the fuck you got money? It'd be baffling to me. But I know at the same time, like, I wouldn't say most of them, but there are dudes that are just kind of, they finagling it. They finessing it. It's like, So it does make sense because, like I said, I have seen that a lot. Just not even on the internet, but just guys that I've encountered or worked with or whatever it may be. You do see that a lot. You do see that a lot, man. And I would say that is a high maintenance dude. What are the signs that you're dating a high maintenance person? Your wallet gets a lot lighter and you stop doing anything for yourself. I would say you do everything for yourself. Like, yeah, the wallet lighter thing. Yes. Most definitely. Because you're spending money on stupid shit all the time, and you're spending money on stuff that you really shouldn't even spend money on, or that you're probably just buying in vain. But I don't think you stop doing things for yourself. I think it's a thing where you do everything for yourself. Like, you're very selfish as a high maintenance person, whether you're a woman or a man. You know what I mean? You're very selfish. You do everything for you. Everything has to benefit you. You know what I mean? Because the mantra of a high maintenance person is the fact that they are high maintenance. They're doing all of this to prop themselves up. You know what I mean? So I don't think they're doing anything for anybody else, if I'm being honest with you on that one. Yeah. What are signs that you are dating a high maintenance person? When you have to routinely disassemble them to oil joints and clear the dust out? Okay. Maybe that, all right, sure. If that was a joke, it was a very bad one. What are the signs that you're dating a high maintenance person? You may notice they frequently ask for favors or gifts, or they get stressed easily over small inconveniences. Communication can sometimes feel one-sided, where their needs and feelings take priority over yours. It's not always about money sometimes. It's just the emotional or mental energy they require that can be draining. And see, this is exactly what I was saying, where it's a thing where it's not that they're doing everything for everyone else. No, they're doing it for themselves. They are doing it for themselves. They're doing it for them to prop themselves up. And they have to be the center of attention, and everything has to be about them and all that kind of stuff. I was watching, what's it called? Perfect Match. All right, on Netflix. I was watching Perfect Match. And one of the girls on there, I think her name was like Juliet. She was insufferable. Insufferable. Why? Because she was exactly this. The first thing that she said coming onto the show is, oh my God, I love all these guys staring at me. I love knowing that they're just fighting over me and fighting for my attention. I was like, bitch, are you serious? Okay. All right. I already know that I'm not going to like you. And then throughout the entire fucking show, she was just insufferable. And then she sat there and had the nerve to call, I forgot the guy that she was seeing, but she had the nerve to call the dude that she was seeing childish, because she went on a date with another guy. She sat there and said, oh, he's too young for me and he is not my perfect match. She said that verbatim to the guy that she was on the date with. Then the guy that she was on the date with told the guy that she was matched up with what she said, and he was like, oh, man, all right, man, fuck this bitch, bro. You know what I mean? Hearing something like that, yeah, that would kind of hurt you. So what he did is he was like, I'm done fighting her. I'm not going to yell at her. I'm not going to make this into a scene. None of that. I'm just going to leave. And she sat there and was like, that's immature. Nah. No, bitch. No, you're exhausting. We just had a conversation. And I was like, hey, I'm feeling disrespected, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but I'm just saying this is how I'm feeling about what happened or what I saw, this and that. It was already like pulling teeth with her in that conversation. And then they were good. They got to a good. And then he heard about that. And he was just like, I'm done. She was insufferable. Oh, my God. And that is like the perfect. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it yet, watch season 2 of Perfect Match and just look out for Juliet. You can't miss her. Blonde little bimbo, you know what I mean? Dumb as rocks, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm telling you, the entire time you're watching that show, you're just going to be like, fuck, she's insufferable. You're going to want to just scream at the fucking screen, because I know I was. I was like, this bitch is insufferable. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, it's like, good thing you're pretty. You know what I mean? But you ain't going to be in any long-lasting relationships. You're just not. I'm sorry. She is just not going to be in any long-lasting relationships. It's just not going to happen. That girl was fucking insufferable. All right, what are some signs that you're dating a high maintenance person? When everything has to be an adventure, you're going to buy socks. However, something or someone reminds her of something or someone. One train of thought leads to another without consideration of your time and money and energy levels. And next thing you know, you're someplace completely sock unrelated, doing completely sock unrelated things, and you feel that if you had said no at some point, you would have been accused of emotional abuse. Yeah. Oh boy, have I been there. Oh boy, have I been there. And that's kind of the reason why I don't really enjoy dating like very young girls, and I say like 25 and younger, just because they constantly need to be entertained. They're just bored all the time. It's like they can't, sit down and just relax and just enjoy what's going on in the moment, and because I've dated a few of them. And it's not a thing where it's insufferable, because like when it's fun, it's fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like being out with them, doing fun things, it's a blast. It's amazing. But when you have done something fun and it was great and it's time to go home and just relax, they for some reason can't just relax. And it's very annoying. It's very annoying. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's very annoying. Now, are there some girls that are, younger than 25 and they can do it 100%? Where are you at? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, where are you at? I'd love to know. I'd love to see you. You know what I mean? But I just know that a majority of them, they can't sit down and just watch a movie and enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? They get bored instantly. It's a thing where, if you guys don't go do something that week, then all of a sudden they're just like, oh my God, you never take me to go do anything. And it's like, bro, what? Or, if you're busy working that week and, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't see you till next week. Then they're just like, oh, wow, okay, you just can't make time for me. And it's like, whoa, what? What is going on here? You know what I mean? And then I've had the emotional abuse card pulled on me a few times. Won't lie to you. You know what I mean? Because there was a girl that was like, we weren't even dating, if I'm being honest with you. We were just talking. And then I hadn't talked to her in like a week and a half. Busy with work, busy with the podcast, busy streaming. And she knew that. And then she was just like, oh, I just feel like so emotionally abused. Like, you don't even talk to me, this and that, blah, 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 or see how I'm doing. And I was just like, all right, bro, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? And it just, oh, yeah, it's the worst. Absolutely the worst. Man. And that was a long time ago. That was like, that was like a little bit. That was a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah. Man, yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible, if I'm being honest with you. I won't lie to you. It's, yeah. Yeah. I can't stand that whole, like, they're bored all the time. All right. Let me see. Oh, what are the signs that you're dating a high maintenance person? What they wore, like a luxury vibe. So I guess it's a thing where they always want luxury things. What they wore, like a luxury vibe. I don't know what that means. I would assume instead they constantly want like a luxury life. Is what I mean? Is that what's kind of going on with that? I have no idea. But I mean, if you are dating somebody and everything has to be luxury and super nice, then yeah, I would agree with that. Just on the simple fact that everything needing to be luxury. It's like that to me. Honestly, luxury is obnoxious to me. I won't lie to you. Luxury, like luxurious things, is obnoxious to me. I don't know why. It just is. I don't know. Maybe because I've grown up in like Like when I grew up, nothing was ever luxurious. You know what I mean? Nothing, really. Nothing was ever luxurious when I grew up. I always had very lived in things. I've always, I never was in the hood or anything. I never, had a horrible or hard childhood or nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, I don't know. As an adult, whenever I would experience luxurious things, it always made me feel uncomfortable. It always made me feel like, I don't feel like I should be here. You know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right with me. And I have a few friends that are like that too, where they just feel very uncomfortable with luxurious things. And I don't know if that's a thing that is, I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing, or if, I'm alone in that. I mean, I know I'm not alone in that just because I do have friends that feel the same way, but I don't know. Because there's some people who look at luxurious things or they experience luxurious things and they're like, oh my God, I want this to be my life and blah, blah, blah. And, like, I don't know. I look at them and I'm just like, ugh. Like I get wanting luxurious things for yourself. I get wanting to have a lavish lifestyle. I get that. And I solely think that people should strive for that 100%. But for me personally, I just feel like luxurious things just make me feel uncomfortable. And I'm just, I don't know. I just think that luxuriousness is like just not my style. Yeah. I don't know. You guys let me know. Am I weird in that? Maybe I am. Maybe that's just kind of like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But I don't know. Okay. What are the signs that you are dating someone high maintenance? If the one you're dating happens to do maintenance and also does drugs. Oh. Yeah. Because there is a person that I work with. I'm just going to say that. All right. And they do drugs. And they do very expensive drugs. Mind you, like this drug that they do is very expensive. And they expect their partner, or their future partner anyway, because I believe they're single. I don't know if they are or not. Last time I checked, they were single. I don't really talk to this person anymore. But, they enjoy very expensive drugs, and they expect that their partner or their future partner, whatever it is that they got going on, to pay for said drugs. And when I talk to people I know about it, or other coworkers about it, I'm like, wow, that's a bit crazy. Because if I'm being honest with you, there's no way I would do some shit like that. Like if I was even talking to a girl, not even just dating, if I was talking to a girl and she was like, oh yeah, I like to do, these hardcore drugs. Like if they do weed, if they smoke weed or whatever, okay, yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal if it's that. But if it's like the hardcore, like heavy shit, like Coca-Cola or, shooting up some shit or whatever the case may be, that to me, that's overboard. I'm like, no thanks. I will be gone immediately. Because to me, I'm like, that is a no-go. I don't ever want to be involved with somebody that feels the need to do those kind of heavy drugs. I mean, like I said, even weed is just a little too much, but again, I understand it's legalized in most parts of America. I understand that, a lot of people do it. It is what it is. So that one I kind of give a bit of a pass, if I'm being honest with you. But again, it's the hardcore shit that I'm like, no, that's a big no for me. And if you're the type of person that is expecting me as a potential partner to like pay for that, no, that's not happening. That is not, I will cut you off immediately. No fucking thank you. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right. This will be our last one for this thread. What are the signs that you are dating a high maintenance person? Figured this out in college. Was stunned that the girl I was interested in would go on a date with me Took her to a nice Mexican restaurant. Conversation was focused on her, but I was all right with that. I was focused on her as well. When it came to order food, I realized she hadn't looked at the menu. As I was about to tell the waiter we needed a few minutes, she quickly scanned the menu and ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, a high quality steak fajita and lobster platter. I'm thinking, not only do I have a girl that's incredibly interesting, but she can also eat. This is great. Food came. She ate 2 mouse-sized bites. We left with $75 worth of food behind on the platter. Oh, fuck no. Later, she complained about being hungry, and that's when it hit me. I noped out and never contacted her again. Yeah, bro, that is a huge red flag. Huge red. If you're going to sit there, order the most expensive thing on the menu, and then nibble at it, and then you have the nerve to be like, I would have boxed that shit up. I ain't going to lie to you. I would have boxed that fucking shit up. I'd have been like, no, we get in a box. And she's like, no, I don't want a box. I'd be like, shut up. Get in a box. Like, the fuck are we talking about here? I'm not about to spend $75 you ordering the most expensive thing on the menu and I'm not taking that home? Oh, fuck out of here. Oh, fuck out of here. Box that shit up. And if I got to do it myself, I'll do it myself. Like, I am boxing that shit. I don't give a shit if she's going to sit there across the table talking about, oh, no, we don't need a box. I would tell her, shut up. I'm like, shut up. Please get a box. We are getting this to go. There ain't no way you about to sit there and you about to waste my money like that. Nah. Like, the fuck are we talking about here? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is a huge red flag. Thank God I've never experienced something like that. Thank goodness. Because if I did, I don't know. I might crash out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might, look. I'm all for going to a nice restaurant. I'm all for taking a girl to a nice place. You know, I don't mind spending money. That's fine. I don't mind that as long as she's interesting, we can have conversations. You know what I mean? As long as everything is cool, it's smooth, we're laughing, having a good time, cat-kaying, doing our thing. I don't mind. I don't mind how much money I spend or where we go. I don't mind that. Okay? I don't mind that. That's not the problem. The problem is when you make the cognitive decision to waste my money. That is when I have the problem. Like, if I take you, let's say we go bowling or something, and say, I don't know, for whatever reason this bowling alley was expensive, and I spent like $50 on this bowling alley or whatever. And bowling alleys aren't that expensive. Usually they're like $5. But in this instance, it's $50. And she sat there and was just like, this is boring. I don't want to play anymore. And we're like 2 frames in. I would just be like, bitch, what did you say? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I would be extremely pissed. You know, because it's a thing where it's like, bro, if we're having fun and we're doing our thing, I don't mind that. I don't care how much money I got to spend. I'll spend $50 on a bowling game as long as we're laughing, having a good time, and we're joking around. But at the moment that you sit there and you waste my money, that's when we got a problem. That's when I'm crashing out. All right? I will leave you there at the bowling alley. You go fucking find your own way home. You know? Like, I'm dead serious on that, man. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't care how much money I have to spend on a date. That's fine. It is what it is. But it's the fact of, are you going to sit there and you're going to waste my money? You know? If that's what you're about, I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't want it. But if you're going to sit there and I get it. I get it. Being on a first date, sometimes you can get nervous to the point where your stomach is in knots. You're not necessarily hungry. You know what I mean? It's hard to kind of eat food just because of the simple fact that you're kind of nervous. You don't want to look like a pig, you know, and stuff like that. I understand that. But I'm not about to leave that food on the table. I'm just not about to do it. I don't know. That's me. That's the end of the thread. Hope you guys enjoyed the thread. If you have some input on how you know you're dating and a high maintenance person, put it down in the comments. Definitely let your boy know. I'd love to hear you guys' 2 cents. Rub your 2 pennies together and let me know what they say. All right. We're going to get on into announcements, and then we'll get right into today's scenarios for today. So, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday episodes. Yes, it is not Tuesday and Sunday for right now. Sunday episodes are going to be for just Lights Out, and the Lights Out episodes will only be available on Spotify. But once we're done with Lights Out, then it'll be regular scheduling programming, and you guys will go back to the Sunday episodes, all that good stuff. Okay. If you are thinking about the Patreon and you're like, I kind of want to see what's going on over there. I want to see what's up. Go ahead and go on over there. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. Give it a shot for 7 days. See if you like it. See if it's something you want to do. And if it is, pay the $3 a month. If not, cancel. And it is what it is. All right. But I want to go ahead and give you guys the opportunity to just see what it's like for free. No charge. Nothing like that. You know what I mean? So definitely get on in there. Check it out. Hope you guys enjoy the content over there. If you're an audio listener, thank you guys so much for all the support, man. Appreciate all the downloads as well as the ratings. Rate us 5 stars on wherever you listen. That helps out a lot. Keep downloading the episodes, and guess what, baby? It's all free. It's free to do that. It's free 99. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All that is free and all helps us out. All right. It helps the channel tremendously. It really, really does. And I thank you guys so much for doing all of that if you have already done it. All right. Come check out our live streams. We've been live streaming like a madman. I've been live streaming all last week. I live streamed pretty much almost all last week, whether we were doing challenge runs, playing weird games, listening to, more of Phantom. That is a good ass book. I won't lie to you. And, we're just having fun over there. So if you guys want to have some fun with us, come on over, hang out. You know what I mean? We joke around. We have a good time. We do our thing. So either check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or TikTok. I stream everywhere. Why? Because some people like Twitch, some people like TikTok, some people like Kick. Just wherever you like to watch your streams, I got you. All right? I got you. So, without further ado, let's get into today's scenarios. All right? So, our first one is coworker leaves her underwear in the bathroom and our boss finds them. Oh. Okay. So, working in a small office, setting of 5 people, coworker, 30 female, is very messy. Lots of dating around and sharing openly about it. She confesses that she has recently started an affair with a man she has known a long time. Oh, okay. It's her high school boyfriend's dad / her dad's former best friend. Wait, what? So she's dating her ex-boyfriend, or it's her high school boyfriend. Yeah. So her ex-boyfriend's dad, her dad's best friend, or used to be best friend. So, okay. That makes sense. That's her dad's former best friend. They're not friends anymore because obviously their kids aren't dating anymore. So when their kids were dating, they were best friends. And then her ex-boyfriend, she's dating his dad. Okay. Wow, that's kind of crazy. She lost her virginity to the son and vice versa. He is 50 and married for 20 plus years. Damn. There is one very slow day at the office and it's just me and her. People sick, working at other locations, etc. She says she is going to go out with him on her lunch break. So they can fuck in his car at public fishing pull-off. Oh, okay. You wasn't lying when you said that she's very open about it. She proceeds to leave in the middle of the day for 2 hours. I minded my business and didn't snitch. The next morning, our boss comes in early and finds her underwear in the staff bathroom. She had changed it pre-lunch date and forgot to bring it with her. She made up a decent excuse and the boss laughed it off. Fast forward a year later, they're married and I officiated the wedding because of their officiant dropped out last minute when he found out the groom was not yet legally divorced from his wife. Oh shit. Always fun to have a messy coworker in the office to keep things interesting. Bruh. What? So she not only dated her, she's dating her high school ex-boyfriend's dad, who's married for 20 plus years. She goes on her lunch break. They go smash in the car, whatever. I guess she changed her underwear in the bathroom before leaving, and so then she left her old underwear there. And then a year later, she ends up marrying the dude. And I say marrying because he's still married to his ex-wife. Wow. That is crazy. I mean, how would you feel as the dude knowing, like, I dated that girl in high school and now she's marrying my dad? How in the fuck would you feel about that? And then on top of that, he was cheating on your mom to then be with your high school ex-girlfriend. You know, like, imagine being the son in this. And you're just like, my high school girlfriend is cheating on my mom with my dad, and now they're getting married. My high school girlfriend is going to be my stepmom. What the fuck is going on? Bro, imagine being you in that situation. What would you do? How would I don't know if I'd be able to talk to my dad after that. I really don't. I'd be like, bro, you're fucking my high school ex-girlfriend. And now my high school ex-girlfriend is my stepmom. What the fuck, man? What are you doing? What is this? And then mom, you're cheating on mom? Like, what the fuck, bro? Woo, that is a bag of worms, bro. That is a bag of worms. Oh my, let me know down in the comments, man. What would you do if you're the son? If your ex-partner from high school is canoodling with your parent and then they become your step-parent, what the fuck would you do? Because if I'm being honest with you, I don't think I would be able to be like, I would not be able to have a relationship with my dad. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to do it. I would just be like, nah, you know what, bro? I'm good. I am good, fam. I'm good. I cannot do this. This is out of my wheelhouse, if I'm being honest with you. You know, it would just be too much to deal with. I wouldn't want to see her. That would be weird because it's like, it's a brain melder. Definitely. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments and what you would do. Because, god damn. On to our next one. My coworker tried to quit dramatically, but the manager said, okay, too fast. Wow. Today, one of my coworkers stormed into the manager's office yelling, I've added with this place. I quit. Clearly expecting drama, maybe some begging. The manager just looked up from his computer and said, okay, good luck out there. My coworker froze, stammered, wait, you're just letting me quit? Manager shrugged and went back to typing. 5 minutes later, my coworker sheepishly asked if they could unquit. Manager said no. The silence in the office afterward was louder than their entrance. Bruh. Come on, man. what did you expect? What, you thought you was going to get a raise? What, you thought like you were going to make some strides in this all of a sudden, especially in this job market? Woo! Oh, good luck. That's why the manager was just like, okay, good luck out there. Good luck trying to find a job in this market, because you ain't going to find one. But I'd like to see you try. You know what I mean? I'd love to see you try. Go ahead, man. You think you got the chops, get on out there. Like, bro. And then you already have to understand that jobs don't give a fuck about you. They don't. You know what I mean? You have to understand that. Like, you can't get mad at understanding that a job doesn't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? You have to go to your job and be like, I am here to make money, not friends, not to be chummy with people, whatever. No, I'm here to do what I got to do and go home. I'm a clock my 8 hours and go home. That, you just have to understand that that's what a job is. Yeah, you're going to have some cool coworkers and, you know, some people you're tight with and this and that. But at the end of the day, the job is 8 hours and you're out. You know what I mean? You don't give the job more or less of you. Because that's how I look at my job. Like, look, my job is one of those things where I work with some amazing coworkers. I work with some cool ass people. I won't lie to you. Everybody that I work with are very cool people. But at the end of the day, I'm going home. You know what I mean? If y'all want to text me, you want to call me, that's cool. That's cool. And they like, oh man, where'd you go? And I'm like, hey man, I went home. You know what I mean? Don't have some hard feelings, because it ain't you. I'm doing this because I don't give a fuck about the company I work for. You know what I mean? I'm not giving them more than 8 hours. I'm not going to give them less than 8 hours. I'm going to give them my 8 hours. I did my tasks that you have hired me for, and I'm going home. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, you know, that's why I would never barge up in there talking about, I'm sick of this shit, I want to go, I'm quitting. No, because I understand my job don't give a shit about me, but I need the money. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You can't do it. You're expendable. You can't sit there and like threaten a job, you know, with leaving. It's just not going to work. Yeah, it's just not. Put your 8 hours in and go home, man. Good luck for that guy. Good fucking luck. On to our next one. Am I the asshole for telling the bridesmaid I will not tell the bride that the bridesmaid dresses are extremely unflattering? Okay. So I guess one of the bridesmaids is just like, hey, you need to tell the bride that these dresses ain't it. And she's like, bitch, you tell her. So let's see. I, 31 female, the maid of honor for my best friend Lily. Oh, I see that. Okay, you're the maid of honor. So that's probably why they're like, bitch, you need to tell her. Lily, 29 female. Lily has the body of a model, and she is by far the most conventionally attractive one of our friend group. That's why she's getting married. Let's be honest here. In our friend group, the bridesmaids and myself are plus size, and none of us have an hourglass. Lily bought bridesmaids and Lily bought bridesmaids and maid of honor dresses. We don't like them. They're tight on the midsection. They're backless. They're very short. All the bridesmaids, especially bridesmaid Amy, 32 female, are pressuring to tell Lily how we feel. I told them I will not tell Lily that the bridesmaid dresses are extremely unflattering. Amy said I was selfish, weak, and a pushover. She said I'm doing Lily a disservice because her bridesmaids and maid of honor will look fat and gross. Oh, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Okay. I love Lily. She loves us. And I don't want to bother a busy bride too soon. Am I the asshole? Oh, yes. And I'll tell you why. Stay with me here. The reason why I think she's an asshole is just for the simple fact that sometimes people have a vision of what they're planning and they think it's going to look a certain way. And then when they see it, they're like, oh no. Oh shit. And I think if you guys don't say anything, you're going to have a Bridezilla moment where she sees you guys in the dresses on the day of and she's like, oh shit, you guys don't look the way I thought you were going to look in those dresses. Oh shit. You know what I mean? And so I think it's good to kind of tell her either that or show her you guys all put the dresses on and be like, I don't think these fit us very well. You know what I mean? Maybe we should go with something a little different. And then she might be able to see it and be like, oh, yeah, you know what? Okay, I don't think those do fit you guys. We might want to go with something different. I think in this situation, seeing is better than speaking. Show her what you guys look like in those dresses and how, you know, they're just not flattering to you guys' body type. And then I think she'll kind of be like, okay, this makes sense. Let me go ahead and make some adjustments. I got you guys. Because if you go in there and you tell her, she's like, no, look, you guys are going to look fine. It is what it is. You guys are overreacting. You guys are going to look great in the dresses. Because in her mind, she thinks that these dresses are going to look great on you guys when you guys know these dresses ain't going to look good on you guys. So you just wear them. All of you guys wear them. Go in there and just be like, hey, you know, Lily, I think it was her name, right? Lily. Yeah, Lily. You know, Lily, these don't really look good. You know what I mean? We got Karen's nipple popping out. You know what I mean? I got this whole like belly thing going, you know, Tammy over there's got some back fat situation. Like it's just not working out. So we might want to change up the dresses. And I think her seeing you guys in the dresses, she might be like, ooh, and then you voice your concerns too. You know what I mean? Definitely voice the concerns. You know, they're too short. You guys don't really like that. You know what I mean? And she, I think at that point will kind of understand because she can see what's going on and see the discomfort on you guys' face. She's you guys' friends. You know what I mean? She looks at it. She's not going to sit there and be like, oh, but if it's the day of, and then you guys bring this up, oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely you're going to have a Bridezilla moment on your hands, and it's going to be bad. Because, again, she sees it in her head a certain way, and she thinks it's going to go that way. And then when you guys show her that it's not that way, then she's going to be like, oh, shit, we need to make some changes. Oh, da-da-da. So that's why I think you're the asshole and not telling her because, again, I think you would be doing your friend a disservice in not telling her versus if you would just tell her and she can, or you not tell her, show her. If you show her, then she can make the necessary changes and then you guys aren't doing this on the day of and then, you know, it's going to go smoother. So let me know what you think about it in the comments, especially ladies. I mean, you know what I mean? Would you guys tell her? Would you show her? You know, how would you deal with that? All right. On to our next scenario. Okay. My the asshole boyfriend peed the bed and is mad at me for my response. Ew? Bro, what? Are you dating a fucking 8-year-old? Like, what the hell is going on here? All right, my boyfriend, 27 male, and I, 23 female, just moved into a new house and bought a new mattress. Last night, I woke up to a wet feeling under my arm and hand. My boyfriend is already up and in the bathroom. When he came back, I asked him if he spilled something in the bed or knew why it was wet. You couldn't smell it? I mean, usually you can smell it, you know what I mean? He told me that he thinks he peed the bed. I asked him again, and he said, wait, are you serious? And he said, I think I peed in my dream and peed in real life. Okay. I had that happen before, but I was like 12, 13 maybe. I've never had that happen at any time after, if I'm being honest with you. Okay. We are both half awake at this point, and I'm just surprised that he actually did wet the bed. I asked him to go grab stuff to clean it up, and he told me that it was fine. It is not fine, bro. That's disgusting. I asked him what he meant by that, and he grabbed a towel, laid it on the wet spot, and got back into bed to go to sleep. This nigga. That is disgusting. Whose mans is this? Who raised you to be like this, bro? What the fuck? I pulled the covers off of him and told him that he needs to go grab stuff to clean it up because I don't want it to get stained, and it's a new mattress. And we don't have a mattress cover for it yet. Oh, and see, you got to get at that stain quickly, or you got to get at that wet spot quickly before it stains. He told me that it was fine and I'm overreacting. That statement naturally pissed me off, and I told him I am not going to sleep in his piss and that it's not fair to me. He told me he'd clean it in the morning and that it's not a big deal and it doesn't warrant the reaction I have. That was not the solution I wanted, so I took all the sheets off the bed, threw them at him, and told him to sleep on the couch. It was very irritating hearing him tell me that I am overreacting because I asked him to clean up his peed in the bed we both sleep in. He then knocked on the door 10 minutes later asking for a new blanket because the one I gave him smelled like pee. Come on, bruh. So am I the asshole for overreacting to my boyfriend not cleaning up the pee in the bed right away? You're not overreacting at all. You are not the asshole. Your boyfriend is a fucking child. This man is a child. You moved in with a fucking child, bro. You did. This sadly is a microcosm because, like I said, I've always had the saying of how you do one thing is how you do many things. And the fact that he sat there and didn't take care of this problem right away lets me know that when there are future problems that you guys are going to be dealing with, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to put it off. And it's going to get put off so much to the point where you're going to get very upset and you're going to get very frustrated and you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? And then you're going to get fed up with him at a point. And it's going to get to a point where you eventually probably will break up with this guy. This is a relationship that will not last. And sure, you could stay with him. You can do that if you want. But I can already tell you that this is a microcosm of him literally, and I mean literally, seeing a problem and putting it off. And I guarantee you that when there are problems later on in the relationship, he's going to do the same exact thing. He's going to just see it. He's going to put it off. It's going to frustrate you. And then you guys are just going to kind of be in this endless loop of just fighting over dumb shit and stupid crap. Look, yeah, I get it. You look at it like, I peed in the bed. It is what it is. What you're mainly mad is how he dealt with it. And it's 100% understandable. It is. Because I know if I peed in the bed, I would have woken you up and I would have been like, oh shit, babe. Oh, you're not going to believe this. Like, I'd fucking pissed the bed. Like, I don't know why or how it happened, but I did. I would have woken her up and let her know. That way I can get all the sheets and everything off the bed. And I would have threw it in the washing machine. Went to the bathroom, cleaned myself up, and then came back out and we would have just slept on the mattress. You know what I mean? Or, if the mattress was wet, then I would have went and got some stuff to like clean it really quick. It doesn't take that long. It's literally just grabbing all the blankets, pillows, and sheets or whatever it's wet, throw it in the washing machine, clean myself off, spray some stuff on it, clean it up with a towel and you're straight, bro. Like, you got to understand as a man in a relationship, your woman is always going to look to you for solutions. You know what I mean? And this is in literally any relationship. Like, women, when they're in a relationship, they're going to look to their man for solutions. When there is a problem, they're going to be like, how are you going to fix this? And if you're like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I don't feel like it. Then they look at it like, how am I supposed to rely on you to protect me and to take care of me as the woman in the relationship? You know what I mean? Like, that is literally what she is thinking. She's just like, bro, how is this guy, if he can't deal with a small little pee incident in the bed, how the fuck is he supposed to deal with the bigger things that happen in our relationship? Think about it. Like I said, how you do one thing is how you do many things. So again, this is just a microcosm of how this relationship is going to go in the future. You guys are going to be dealing with situations where you're like, oh, we really need to work on this. We need to work on that. Oh, later. Oh, I don't want to deal with it now. And he's just going to keep putting shit off. And then the more shit that gets put off, it's just going to stack and stack and stack and stack and stack and stack until it just falls over. And then you're just done. You're just done. You know what I mean? Because where he's going to want to rebuild that stack and try to fix it, you're done. You don't want to put that stack back up because it's built up for so much and then it fell over and you're like, dude, I'm finally done. Like, you might as well get out of that relationship now, if I'm being honest with you, versus later, because again, I can tell you that this is going to be a rough one. This is going to be a rough one for you. I really don't see this relationship lasting very long, but good luck. And you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, all right? Because, again, I just don't think this is going to last. But you guys let me know. We'll get into our last one for today's episode. We got this far in the episode. Thank you so much. Love you. Appreciate you. Let's get right on into it. Am I the asshole for thinking of divorcing my wife over this? Okay. Let's see if he's right or wrong for divorcing his wife in this. I, 35 male, married to my wife, 34 female, for 7 years. We have 4-year-old twin daughters. I work as an SDE. Is that? No, that's not stay-at-home dad. SDE? I don't know what that is. Something dad something. And have a good WBL. I guess work-life balance. And my wife is a lawyer with a very demanding schedule. She works 12 to 13 hours most days. Y'all got to stop with the abbreviations. Okay, I'm old. All right, I'm old. I don't know what these abbreviations are. You got to help me out here. In regular day, our mornings start with her getting the kids ready for preschool and dropping them off on her way to work. In the afternoon, she comes home briefly to pick them up from school, has lunch with them, then heads back. A nanny stays with them until I get home in the evening. Once I'm back, I spend time with them, help them with school stuff, and spend the evening with them, help them in their activity/study, feed them dinner, make them sleep. My daughters don't eat, sleep without my accompanying them at all. On weekends, I usually take kids out parks, long drives, small staycations, or to my parents' home. Always just the three of us. And it feels like it's me and the kids now. My wife and I have become more like co-parents. We don't have emotional connection and we barely get time to talk, let alone have moments of intimacy. I do love my wife, but it's getting really very frustrating. It's just that we're just keeping this going for the sake of the kids. She feels guilty for not spending enough time with the kids in their formative years and tries to make up for it by focusing only on them whenever she is home. Her whole life seems to revolve around work and the kids. I'm just nowhere now. Oh, wow. I'm not happy at all, but whenever I ask her to take things slow, I feel guilty, like I'm forcing her to mess up her already overloaded schedule just to keep our relationship. And then I hate myself for feeling like a burden. And to make things worse, a few weeks ago, she found out that I was chatting with my colleagues at 2, 3 a.m. It was literally a fucking normal chat. We were just talking about a party and a colleague just complimented me on my shirt and only said, I liked your shirt. I even found it weird, but just said thanks and moved on. The next day, during our kids' piano class, my wife had my phone and saw the messages. Since then, she has been throwing passive-aggressive taunts at me like, why was your colleague complimenting your shirt at 3 a.m.? She even thought that I'm emotionally cheating on her. I explained everything that colleagues sent me text about the project report earlier, and I wake up at 3 a.m., so I just reply, okay, go ahead, and then colleague instantly came online and gave more update, and the chat shifted to the recent office party, and she complimented, I like your shirt, which I felt really weird, so I just replied, thanks, and immediately closed the chat. That was hardly 5-minute conversation. My wife eventually accepted that there was nothing wrong, but now she gets passive aggressive and brushes me off all the time. Recently, I suggested that if she wants, she can consider leaving her job or take a break considering her health, and I can manage financially. She got offended in that too and said she doesn't want to leave her job. I get it, but what about the kids? Oh man. Honestly, you guys need a couple counselor. That's what y'all need. Y'all need some couples therapy. Yeah, because I think a couples therapist could help you guys find some common middle ground to the point where you guys can kind of not necessarily understand each other, but just be able to find solutions to the problems that you're having, because essentially what they're going to do is they're going to just give you tools and ways to communicate with your partner that you may have not thought about. It seems like you guys don't spend a lot of time with each other. So again, that also could be a way that you guys haven't found a way to communicate to each other that the couples therapist could help you guys out with. It could be a thing where hearing it from a therapist of saying, hey, maybe you should cut back on your hours at work and spend some time and schedule some time with your husband, schedule some time with your kids, schedule more family time, and have a little bit more of a work-life balance instead of working 12 to 13 hours. Maybe work just 8 hours. You work 8 hours, you still get, your pay, you're still working, doing the job that you love, but at the same time, you now have more time with your family. Hearing that from someone else other than you might trigger something in them. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes a third outside party person to kind of say these things that you've already been saying or that you've already been thinking, because what it does is it kind of like confirms in her head that, okay, not only my husband is saying that, but and also Lyson's therapist is also saying that too. Maybe it is a problem. Maybe it is something that I need to change. Maybe it is something that I need to work on as an individual that will kind of help me get to where I need to be to, be more present in not only my children's lives, but also my husband's life. And even vice versa. I mean, it can give him communication tools on to better communicate with her and allow him to be able to communicate things to her in a way that she kind of understands and feels comfortable with, and helps her be like, you know what? Oh, this makes sense. Okay, I do see where you're coming from. I do understand why this is a problem or it's an issue. Oh, I am sorry that I overreacted about, something as simple as I like your shirt, because again, it happens. This type of shit happens all the time. This stuff, wires get crossed, misunderstandings. It happens. It's relationships. It's what we do. It's what we go over. But I think having that outside person confirm a lot of the things that you guys are already saying to each other and that you're already communicating to each other. They might just be able to communicate it in a way where it's more understandable to the other person. It could help you guys out. You know what I mean? I've gone through couples therapy before, and it does work. It does work. It works in the sense of it does help you communicate, because what you're doing is you're pretty much telling your partner things that you're already telling them or that you want to tell them. You're just doing it through a third mouthpiece. So you're pretty much telling the therapist, hey, this is what I want her to understand. This is what I'm telling her. She's just not getting it. I don't know why. I'm trying to communicate this to her, blah, blah. Then the therapist talks to her and says, this is what's going on. This is why he's feeling this way. These are the things that he has suggested that you try. These are some things that I suggest that you try. And then it's vice versa. She communicates what she's trying to communicate to him. And then he's like, well, this is what she means when she says this. And this is how she's feeling when you say that. So on and so forth. It's a great way to have just a great dialogue with a mediator that understands both sides and is trying to help you guys find that common goal. It does work. I'm telling you, man, I don't think divorce is the way to go in this one. I don't. I feel like you guys haven't tried absolutely everything before going to divorce. I feel like if you guys try the couples counseling and that doesn't work, you know what I mean, then obviously try to have a conversation to where you guys can come to some middle ground and realize, okay, we need to be able to make time for the kids, time for each other, and time for work. And we just have to figure that out. Write out your schedules, write out everything hour by hour. So that way you guys can kind of visually see it. And, you know, you guys can come in and be like, you know what, I could cut that back a little bit. And that would give us some time to, you know, spend with each other, this and that. Oh, you know what, here I can kind of carve out some time. I can call you. We can have a phone conversation. I could talk to you. You know what I mean? We'll talk and we'll have a good time there. And you know what I mean? You just write it all out, visually see it. Be able to understand, like, okay, these are the things we can cut back on. These are the things that we can do. These are the problems. We can find the solutions. And it works. I've gone through it myself. I've done it. I've been there. So try it. It might work. But I don't think divorce is in the cards for you guys just yet. I don't think this is that bad of a situation to where you guys need to go to divorce. Again, you guys can fix it. You guys just aren't trying to find the solutions for some odd reason. So let me know what you think about it in the comments, as well as everything we've gone over today, as well as the thread. Appreciate you guys so much. On Thursday, we're going to be doing chapters, I believe, 3 and 4 of King of Wrath. I'm excited to get back into that book. Ooh, it's gotten spicy in the first 3 chapters. So I'm excited to get through that one. Hope you guys are too. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys so much. Appreciate all of you. And peace.